So today I'm working on my power steering pump. This is for my LS swap going to my 87 Monte Carlo. I got the LS style truck engine in, motor mounts are all hooked up, and I got the truck accessory bracket on the front. And I'm looking to see if I can get all this stuff to fit. What I'm working on today is the power steering pump. That is the truck pump. And I've taken the pulley off because it does not fit. There's the original pulley here. Put that on. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but I'm probably a ½ inch at least from lining up under the shaft. And I'm hitting the steering box. Just like everyone online said it would hit, and it does. So I've taken the pulley off, went down to the Advanced Auto, and bought this. It's a Dorman, and this drive works. I asked them for a Dorman power steering pump pulley, and there's the part number. There's the pulley that came in the box. So it's a lot smaller than the original one. The original one is steel. It's pretty heavy. This one is fairly light, but it's some kind of composite or plastic. See, the center hub is metal. It's kind of molded into the plastic. So the stock pulley is about call that 6 5/8. My new pulley is in there right about 5 inches. So it is significantly smaller than the old one. So I get my new pulley down here. And that will be on the shaft for the steering pump. There's on the shaft. And I can just about get my finger between that and this bolt right here. And I've got some clearance. It's going to be tight, but I think I got clearance. I read online to get this particular pulley, and it would make the truck accessory work in my car. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my steering pump pulley here. I rented from the Advanced Auto. There's the original steering pump that came on the 305. So I'm going to finish removing that. When I was taking off that pressure hose, you can see the hose is twisted where the fitting goes into the pump because it's locked up over the last 30 years. So I got a new hose for that. And that's the part number they gave me. This is a stock hose for the Monte Carlo, 87 Monte Carlo power steering pump hose with AC, because you can see this is an AC car. So I'm trying to get my power steering pump on, and my pulleys are out of alignment. So I put a spacer on my installation tool, and I put the pulley on further than it was supposed to. So it's supposed to be even with the end of the shaft. So I pushed in a little further. The pulleys are pretty much in alignment, but now this bolt is touching the pulley and it won't turn. So I gotta take the pulley off and do something about the bolt. When I was doing my research on this engine installation, I didn't see anything about the truck accessory power steering pulley hitting bolts. So now that I look it up, I was able to find some information on it. But I'm not going to be able to get this to line up with that tool because it's on too far. Now that thing is not going to... I can't get this to go because the pulley's on too far. So I'm going to have to... I think I'm going to try to grind the end of that shaft off with a grinder. And cut that back maybe 1/4 of an inch. Maybe a little less. See if I can get this tool to pull that pulley back off. Okay, now that I got the shaft ground down to where I wanted it, and I got the pulley back off because now the tool fits because I ground the shaft down. It's a little dusty though. I believe that's a stainless steel shaft, and stainless, you can sand it and polish it, so I didn't want it to look all hacked up, so I hit it with a dual action sander, took it up to 800 grit, and then polished it with a little metal polish so the end's pretty shiny. Alright, I went down and got some button head bolts. I don't know if you can see those down there. But those are M10 by, I believe it was 1.5 by 30 millimeter. And they are the same thread pitch, same length as these original bolts that came out. But instead of the head being however tall that is, they're about half that height. I put a lock washer under them too. Didn't originally have one, but there's enough room, so I got a lock washer in there. And I put a flat washer to space the pump back, whatever the thickness of the washer is. And the pulley, I just put the pulley back on, got the whole assembly back in the car, put the pulley on, got my straight edge out to check its alignment, got that flat on that pulley, and that's flat up against the pulley on the alternator. And I think everything looks like it's all in line. So I'll just pull off my installation tools. See, the pulley spins fine, no interference. Pretty tight on that bolt there. But I do have clearance, although it's not much. I'll be able to get the belt in. This is the final install on that steering pump. So the shaft looks pretty good, it's not sticking out. It's all shiny now, so it's not going to rust. My pulleys are all in line. I'll have to get a belt for it and test it out. I've got my new steering hose here, which is the stock. The old one had the ends were seized on it, and I had to destroy the hose to get it off. So the new hose does screw into the back of the LS pump, and I'm going to have to get a rubber hose for the return line. This is the original rubber hose here. Return line off the back of the LS style pump, and this is the stock return line here. It comes from here. What am I looking at? Right here. For the original Gbody. So I'll just connect those two hoses together. This LS style, the return hose comes here and points to the front of the car. And the original pump, it went down from the back of the pump here and then went towards the center of the car. So if I just get a hose to, I'll find some way to swing that around. Probably come here, probably loop it back down here, Obviously pin it away from the steering shaft and then come up the back. That'll be similar to how the original routing was on the original engine.